Well, good morning, all you beautiful love streamers out there on Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom. As we welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, I am your host, Horace. If this is your first time, we want you to know that we are delighted that you have chosen to join us today. With modern technology, we are extremely grateful for this opportunity to touch so many lives, especially as we share these wonderful happenings here at CSO Charlotte. So please feel free to visit our website, csoCharlotte.org, within a prayer request and subscribe. We add our recordings to our website each and every week. So let me tell you more about us. Who are these people here at CSO Charlotte? Well, I'm going to enlighten you. The Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte is a New Thought community living in ancient wisdom philosophy based on the science of mind. This science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Ernest Holmes. So let me tell you about Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes was a man on a mission. He studied truths from all of the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths. Holmes developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into our world. He's been referred to as the great synthesizer. So let me tell you what happens here at CSO Charlotte. We want you to know that here at CSO Charlotte, every philosophy is honored along with every race, sexual orientation, and physical distinction. We are a diverse, open, and affirmative community. There are many paths to divine. We may call it God, peace, love, spirit, infinite mind, or the I am presence. It really doesn't matter what you call it. But here's what I want you to know what does matter. We want you to know that what matters is that this is your power that resonates within you. You do not have to leave your philosophy or nature of knowledge. You can join us at any time because we recognize and refer to many of the Holy Scriptures, such as the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and that's just to name only a few of them. So, our vision here at CSO Charlotte is to continue a spiritual community that creates and prepares a succession of future leaders who can fully integrate, teach, and expose the science of mind principles, messages, and practices that strengthen the mind, body, and spirit of individuals. And one of our aims is to create a high collective consciousness for everyone in this community. And we teach everyone the tools to do just that. So how do we do that? Well, guess what? If you come and join us on each and every Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at what we refer to as our consciousness meeting, you'll find out about those tools. And guess what? When Timmy P tells us more about our announcements and opportunities later on, he's going to go into more detail about that. So, welcome everyone and enjoy our service as we celebrate this powerful being which lives within each and every one of us. That's right, each and every one of us. So now, before I pass the mic over to our wonderful, powerful, and radiant spiritual leader, Reverend Rosedale, I want to leave you first of all with her theme. Her theme, which is awesome, and I just can't wait. It's about divine creativity and spirit's expression. Divine creativity and spirit's expression. And with that, I want to leave you with this quote. Clarity of mind, body, and spirit is the key to creativity. Let me say that again. Clarity of mind, body, and spirit is the key to creativity. And with that, I'm going to pass the mic over to our awesome fearless leader, Reverend Rosedale.
Okay, so anyway, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us at Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. This is the Mind Body Spirit Center. So with that, to everybody out there, whether you're on YouTube or wherever you are, virtual communities, this is where we are. So with that being said, welcome. So with that, today our attention is on, like Horace was saying, he was thinking about how clarity is divine creativity and spirit's expression. Love it, love it, love it. So first, we open our Sunday with an affirmative prayer. And what we do that for is to set the tone. So leading in our prayer is Maureen Thurston, aka Mo, and she is our emeritus spiritual practitioner. Let's hear if she's in divine creativity and spirit's expression as she prays. Mo, would you please do us the honors?
Absolutely. Thank you, Reverend Rosedale. So let's just take a moment, and if you want, close your eyes. If not, it's still going to work. And what I know for myself is that as we go into this service today, I know that Reverend Rosedale's message, as always, will touch me to my heart. For she speaks from that core of love, peace, understanding, and clarity. I know that this service runs smoothly and easily, and we all get out of it what is ours to hear. So as I know that this service is blessed, that we are blessed to be part of this amazing community, I can release this prayer and let it go, knowing that it has already manifested itself in each and every one of our lives and will continue to do so throughout today and the rest of the week. So I release and I let go and I let God, and I ask you to affirm that with me by simply saying, and so it is.
And so it is, absolutely, Mo. So next on our platform is our reader, Melissa Spiegler. She is AKA the girl from Tennessee. Next, I want you to know that our reader is somebody who I know who has embodied the truth this week, because she's the reader, but it's the truth of her is she is divine creativity and spirit's expression. So after Melissa's reading, listen to the song One Power by Daniel Nahmod. You will get to know a lot more about what divine creativity and spirit's expression really means to all of us. Melissa, make it do what it do.
The title is The Voice Within, The Path Ahead. There is a power and a presence within us. Some of us call it God, Spirit, Source, or simply love. It's always speaking, always present and moving with us. Sometimes it's a whisper, a still small voice. Other times it shows up as what seems like coincidence, a quote that jumps off the page, a song lyric that answers a question, a random message on a billboard that lights the way. These synchronicities are not accidents. They're divine arrangements. God winks, reminders that we are not alone. The veil between the inner and outer is thinner than we think, and we listen more closely and pay attention. We find that divine intelligence lives in us, as us, and reveals itself through us. We don't have to force answers or figure everything out. Instead, we learn to trust the creative genius of the universe moving through our lives. Embracing this spiritual philosophy isn't about sidestepping life's challenges. It's about approaching them from a new perspective. We move from seeking and striving to recognizing the abundance is already within us until we arrive at that pure essence of simply being. Happiness is no longer tied to external circumstances. The grip of drama loosens. The weight of victimhood dissolves, and we step fully into the power of our truth. we start asking deeper questions. How can I be more authentically expressed? How do I shine my light more fully? What's mine to do? And as we stay open to those questions, without rushing the answers, we begin to feel a sacred movement within us. The answers come. Opportunities match our unique talents. We recognize our role in the wholeness of life and bless the world through our service. So let us stay teachable. Let us welcome surprise. Let us listen deeply, speak possibility, and trust that the universe is always offering us the next step. As we live into our divine humanness, let's move our feet with purpose and be the change we're here to bring. And here's a final quote by Reverend Rosedale. The truth of our oneness within the divine is too big to stay hidden. It must be expressed. And so it is.
It's spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord. You got all kinds of names, but before we get into those names, just take a nice deep breath and do a quick, short centering. And I invite you to breathe in with me and take a nice deep breath through the belly and slowly exhale it out nice and slow. And just allow yourself to become aware of that one power, that presence that is always here. It's the one power. It's within you, it's around you, it's in me, and it's in everything throughout creation. This power, this presence has so many names, and whatever name we give it, it's just one power. So that is why we are all divine creativity and spirit's expression. It calls us, it whispers in the stillness throughout. When we're looking at something beautiful, when we're looking at beauty, it's in our hearts. So this talk, divine creativity and spirit's expression, is about awakening to the truth, the big truth. It's not just intellectual. It's in our bones. It's our breath. Oh my goodness. It is in the love and in the way we serve. I've been in service business for many, many years, and I always give my best. Because why? We are divine creativity and spirit's expression. You can't get any better than that. So I invite you to do one thing. Think of the name that you have for your one power and think about it throughout this talk. So wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, integrate yourself back into your mind, body, and spirit, and then embrace some energy in your space. And then open up to who you are, divine creativity and spirit's expression. See, here's the deal. We are not separate minds wandering through life alone. Nah, no way, no way. Our individual minds are born in the infinite beingness of the one power. And here's the thing, thoughts, think about thoughts, think about thoughts. Yours, mine, are made of the same divine substance that the thought and the word or whatever you hear of that energy that's created us, created the trees, created the water, created the oceans and all the lakes and rivers. I love water so. And as you know, energy is water. It is fire. It is air, right? And it's the earth. So it has everything. The energy has everything to do with the universe, with spirit, with source, with all of that. That's what makes it the one power. So what happens is, because of that, there is not one philosophy in this world that can truly say they're superior to another. Got it? We don't say it, but there is not one. So each one of the beautiful philosophies that were created for that energy and that energy alone. And it is definitely very simple. Every lens that looks at it in a different way. Every language that speaks of it in a different way. And it's a different frequency no matter what level. Okay, let me go here for a second. Whatever your level of understanding is, let's say some people go out and they just sell drugs. I have to tell you, that's their level of understanding, but they still are of that presence. So let's not judge what we see in life, okay? I just wanted to go there because that's where I'm at. Every single soul, no matter how we judge them as good, bad, or ugly, they are divine creativity, and they are what? Spirit's expression. And sometimes when bad things are being done by those people to people, it is a lesson for people. It is something for people to grip, to understand. But they forgot themselves, the victim, that they are divine creativity and spirit's expression too. So they could have healed. Yeah, you get me? There are countless ways to describe this creative power, just as there are countless minds who hear it in different ways. Our potential to create is absolutely limitless. I love Horace's quote, but it's clarity that helps us create, right? It's clarity that helps creativity, but it can only express itself within the boundaries that we set for the one power. Do you know we set a boundary for it? So let me ask you, will we limit ourselves to the boundaries of our past experiences, old stories, or how about this, familiar frames of reference? Well, this is what I know. Drugs is what he knows. Stealing cars is what he knows. I have to bring that because everybody got to understand. They think that I'm more godly than you are. No, I'm not. My attention is here. Get it? Or will we surrender to a bigger idea, something beyond the limits of what I already know, what we already know? Because that's all I keep thinking about. I just keep going beyond what I know. Because if I go by what I only know, my mind doesn't grow. I can't let anything else in. See, there's a voice within each and every one of us, and I call it the still small voice, and everybody could call it with it. Remember, many names. And so it says, whatever I think of me, there's something more than me that's powerful than I could ever see myself to be. So that's why I'm constantly growing and moving on to new things. Like this class we're doing with the sleep, I'm just deepening it. Woke up the two mornings in a row with an extra income thing because that's where I said, okay, so since you're focusing over there a lot with things happening and boom, all these things happening, let's start to change our focus. Let's do the other thing because, as spiritual beings, we are powers. We are the power, but you know what? We are its chosen vehicles for expression. It has trees as chosen vehicles too, because they give us oxygen, we take it out, we give them back, the carbon dioxide. They have beauty. We look at it, we get it. So it's like mirrors all day long. This power seeks it in all day long, 24/7, and many, many of us to reveal itself through us. But it doesn't do it by force, but it does it by invitation. So if somebody attacks somebody up out the street, yes, I don't think it's a nice thing, but that's gonna wake that person up to some level. Maybe It does, because a lot of things that has happened to me in the past have been a lot of traumatic things. I mean, nobody here will make it out alive without some traumatic stuff. But I do know this, most of my stuff that has happened gave me something to stand on, grew me even more. Even if the person doesn't appear to have grown, don't do that, because the power, I have this thing, because the power is always nudging to do certain things. Go do this, go do that. It calls, but it never demands us. And here's the thing, here's my affirmation. I don't always know how, whatever this thing is nudging me to do, but the power within me does. That's what I affirm. It doesn't just operate on the background part of me away from my awareness. It requires me to be in concert with it. Yes, it does. So I'm creating this space for my deeper intelligence to move and to be known. It wants my attention, so I'm being nudged. It'll say, well, you said you wanted to get a larger group formed. Well, go speak to her. Go say something to him. Go do this. Those are the nudges I'm talking about. It reveals itself in my outer experience. It's in what I call coincidences, for example. One instance will happen where I drop a book and it opens up to the correct quote for me that moment. Or I overhear a conversation that two people are having that gives me the name of the exact person, or a solution that I may need. And then we're into this thing with the sleep thing. I might ask, here's a good one, should I move to Florida? And then all of a sudden, one day I'm behind a bus with a banner ad that reads, "Move to Florida." So I love those moments I call God winks, right? Because as many things as we can do, when you see stuff like that, when I see stuff like that, I can only speak for me, it tickles me awake. And then I go, oh, wait a minute. Oh my God, look what you just said. It just went right by me. It spoke out loud to me. So it speaks out by my sight. It speaks out by my hearing. It speaks out by me speaking. Because sometimes I don't even know that I'm about to say something that's going to really land me to that place. But it just makes me feel great, and I'm so much in awe when those things happen. See, they are little cosmic sayings. And what they're saying to me is, I am seen, I am loved, and I am on the right track. When you look out there after you just asked yourself the night before, because you think, oh, as soon as I wake up, it's probably going to give me the answer. I could be driving in traffic and a bus could drive right by and say, winky dinks is what I call them, God winks. But they meet in what appears to be outside of us. But let me just tell you the truth about that. Melissa said it in the reading. The difference between the outer and the inner, the veil is very thin. You can see right on either side, especially if you're deeply practicing, especially if you're going to do this thing the night before and just do that. Because now, this morning I was in between the veil. I knew it. I can feel it, because with this class, it's deepening my practice. And that's all you do, because it's keeping that idea alive in me that, oh, wait a minute, you are that divine creativity and spirit's expression because of the things that you're doing, constantly doing every single day. Now, I know some people say, well, I don't like surprises. And I get that. But the universe is full of them and coincidence. But the problem is, it's people's ego. The ego is a lover of familiarity and control, but it is about safety too at the same time. But guys, we cannot transcend past our experiences if we are not willing to be surprised by something new. See, it takes conscious choice just to erase, to replace all those old mental facts that we keep telling ourselves about something, how it's not going to work. We have to choose new facts. That's the thing. Choose choice. We're all at choice. We're at choice. We are so free to be at choice that we can choose bondage, which many people do. They're still at the same income level. They're still at the same level of friends. They're still at the same social mentality that they had. But what can be said is when we find ourselves stuck, we can say, what if? Now, the minute you ask a question, I'm telling you, it's just you got to do it. That's all. Because I know people say, yeah, that sounds good. I mean, yeah, she says it all the time. Ask the question and ask them as many of them as you can get. Or you can say to yourself, well, consider the possibility. Now we open, again, that's still a question, because now I know there's a possibility and it's going to start coming this way. And how it comes, just be prepared for it. Pay attention. Once you get up that morning, look around for that day, because this thing's happening. When you do, start to ask the questions, look around, a new light energy begins to move in right on top of you. So it's amazing how when they want to say somebody had a thought, is a light bulb on top of their head. You ever notice those cartoons? There's some truth to all of the things that we know, but it's quiet in us. You got to open up and listen. So tune in. There's an unlimited creativity in the one power for us. And the thing is, it becomes so much easier to really trust its activity. And this activity is in, as, and through us, and it is whatever for us. And then we begin to feel a sense of this rhythm, a dialogue, and a flow. And that is how I feel every single day now. Every single day. Yes, I'm going to feel these challenges. But you know what? I just realized it years ago. I heard it and I heard it and I heard it and I heard it. But now I realized it that I'm not just part of the whole. I am a necessary and beloved part of it. So I stopped wrestling to figure it out. See, figuring it out is the ego mind reshuffling things, going, man, this should be done already. I did these practices already. That's the ego. Well, yes, I did. I did my spiritual practices, right? But you know what? You are still reshuffling the old ideas of the stuff you already know back and forth around without giving it a shot. Somebody tells you something. I have some clients that I had to tell them, like, I can't work with you if you're going to be this way. They'll say, when I'm getting ready, I did their research. I literally go do it. Then when I get to tell, I know. And I'm like, see, you need to find somebody that doesn't know for you, because you already know everything. And then they start to cool down. But see, I'm trusting and I understand. It's the ego. The ego is stuck on its past stories and it wants everybody to think it knows everything. But that's the problem. You can't know everything. None of us can. And see, just like the ego intellect is a powerful tool, it's not the only one, because divine creativity is the powerful tool, but it is the big one. But we do honor our ego, and we can thank our ego, because it's about trying to keep us safe. It's doing the best with it that it can. But we also have to speed it, an affirmation or something, to calm it down and to invite it to take a break so it can sit in the back seat. Because if you're going to allow it to be a passenger instead of or the driver, you're in big trouble if the ego's doing the driving. But if it's up in that front seat, you got to find some way to do it. An affirmation. Can you understand the way I'm talking? I guess with some people, I just be talking all kinds of ways, but I'm saying the same thing. Feed that ego an affirmation and give it something greater to think about than the thing it knows. It knows how you made those mistakes. It knows full well how that didn't work. Sure it does. But you know what? The divine doesn't just come visit us. It is us. It lives in us, and it moves and finds a way of where we are and moves through us. And that's the way it lives and enjoys life, through us. Huh. See, in this philosophy, the one power is in and through all creation. And the biggest part about that is it does not ever get absorbed by its creation. So if a gazillion more people pop up right this minute, it's still more for it. It's like air. The air's never going to go away. So stop it. People think that, oh my God, this world is not going anywhere. The only way this world is going to end is when we decide to leave it. That's your physical world. That's the world as you might know it. So that means that there's always a lot more of this divine energy, this one power to express through us. It gives us more wisdom knowing that. We get more love more than that. And we also get all the things we want because it's continually and constantly giving us what we need, offering it. So if you take a couple of practices and you stop doing them, then it's probably going to, if that was me, it would probably say, well, I'm trying to tell her what, and they stopped. They don't come back. They think it's not, or they don't even, and then I push them and say, go speak to that, go make that phone call, and they won't move. If the voice did that, if the divine was that way, but it doesn't judge, it just waits for you. So if you die with the music still in you, it's no fault but your own. So that's why people think there's really no real true God to do anything for them, because they pray and they do all those things, but they don't step out. They don't come out. They just sit there and go, okay. But here's the thing I always do when I have to do something that I'm being nudged about. My thing is this, I affirm. I got this affirm that I anchor myself with, so I can say, all right, you're starting to get nervous about this situation. Then you just pop up and tell yourself, I don't know, but that spirit, that power, that one power within me knows. See, there's this small part of me, which is the ego intellect, and it's the gotta figure it out mind. That's not the one I need. I need to put that thing to rest, give it a great, beautiful thing to say, and say, shh, 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 because there's a bigger truth for me. The bigger truth is with spirit knowing and expressing itself with me, because I know it already has it handled. So ask yourselves, are you willing to actually relax, to release, and to actually trust this gift? Because it's waiting right there on the other side of the veil to give it to you, or for you to reach for it, because it's not giving you anything. You got to work for that. There's nothing free. So we think that, oh yeah, I prayed, so I know it's coming. No, you know you got to get up and move. So are you willing to be surprised? Are you willing to pay attention? Are you willing to live in expectancy or expectation? Because when you live in an expectancy, you got faith and you also have trust. When you live in an expectation, you're looking at that clock. Well, I'm telling you, I should have had that by now. Right? That's really remarkable. Those two words interchangeably. One is on the fear side, the other one's on the love side. The more I embody the truth of this, my oneness, what happens is the one power, I find it so easy to connect with. It's so easy to connect with, and it makes it so much better. So my inner drama that I have going on, because I'm afraid, is like, wow, gone. It starts to calm down. But also, my victimhood narratives that I used to have are beginning to simmer down too now, a lot. I mean, inside of me feels when I hear stuff, I don't jerk the way I used to, because a lot has been let go, even though there's a gazillion more things that I have not seen that I haven't let go yet, but they're not here for me to see. But I'm not going to get shocked by them because I expect it. I know life, right? So I'm living in expectancy. So when that thing comes up, I embrace my divine, the spiritual being of me, and work into my human. You know, we're spiritual beings having spiritual wait, we're spiritual beings having human experiences. Then I'll do like this at night. This morning I had to go, okay, I couldn't think of a good question, but you got to work at a question. It's not going to come always easy. So I said, how can I be called to be the most authentic expression of me? Because that spirit's expression, I'm spirit. So I want that expression on this particular project that I'm working on. So when I ask for that expression, when I walk through that door, I have done it. It's there. And so those are the ways I am meant to shine, by asking. And then just don't ask no more. Just go. And once I step in that door, it's all poured out. The gift is coming on from over that, beyond that little veil, that little thin veil. It's right there. But if I go in there still flustered and going, I don't know, stop it. I don't need to know. I know that power within me knows it. That's why I gotta tell myself the divine love wisdom within me moves and it's helping me shape and illuminate. And it's bright as day. So my answers don't always come from outside though. They come as perfectly matched invitations to what I'm aligned with. So if I'm aligned with fear and judgment and all of those things about how I'm not going to do great, well, I'm not living on purpose. So therefore, I won't be seeing that new client that I got last week. Just by right after the class, I talked to a bunch of you. Got to talk to a bunch, right? Okay. But anyway, that next day, after asking one of the questions I asked, I got a check for $900 because she's ready to start the first 2-3 months with me. So these things are moved out of your way because it's an energy. The energy. See, the wholeness of the one power is the love. It's the infinite givingness of that spirit within me, but I am the one doing the giving too, because I gotta say, well, once I get that started, now I'm gonna really go for the gusto for you now. See, now I'm gonna go get that awesome research done for you, and I'm coming back. You're gonna do this and do that, and you're gonna see the difference. I love how so many people really see it, because the truth is, we are one with this presence, and we will never be one we will never be without this presence. Never. It's always done. And you heard my quote, something like, a truth this big cannot stay hidden within us. So we know that it must move through us. And I want to say something about Emerson. Emerson coined a term that's called divine discontent. And that means that inner part of the inner nudge that keeps letting us doing it, it won't let us settle for less. It won't. And you're just saying 3 day in, day out. You never did anything for it. You never did it. But this is the deal. It'll stay on your mind until you get into your deep commitment and you start using some action. Then you will see some changes. So don't ignore that nudge that you keep getting, or because what happens is the energy that's meant to move us forward is going to become tangled in your life. And then listen to this. Oh my God, hear me. Then you begin to feel so incomplete because you did nothing for months and years and so many times, and you don't follow your nudges. So listen, have you ever wanted to say something to somebody and it would have just changed your whole life and y'all both would have been the best of friends or whatever, and you didn't, and you decided, I'm gonna keep quiet? Well, see, okay, there's a nudge. Have you ever decided that, wow, I'm gonna go for that job, and you went for it, and then your friend said, hey, I'm looking to do this, and they said, oh, they're looking for more people, but guess what? The door closes on your friend. You see, you were ready. You were there, but if you ain't there, you ain't gonna be there. It's not gonna happen. You can't keep quiet. It's nudging you, it's bugging you. Go for it. That's the nudge. It shows up in our lives as being, remember I said, when you're in alignment, but it shows us as out of alignment, so the thing is gonna not be there for us. When we get there, it's not gonna be there. because we didn't stay aligned. So what happens with this misalignment from not taking that nudge is it blocks the manifestation that was coming for you that you wanted so much. So you say, because if you wanted something, you'd be doing different things. So commit to self-awareness, commit to it, and begin to let yourself and the world know that you're ready. You're coming out. I'm coming out. Guns are blazing. So aligning with self-awareness and self-expression is stepping fully into your true self. And that means you're coming out. So here's your affirmation for the day before we leave as I wrap up. I'm coming out. I want the world to know, and I got to let it show. So listen to the song I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross. Yeah. So let the world know that you're coming out. But you got to do it, and you got to quit pussyfooting around with yourself. Oh, by next month, I'm going to, and then you look back there the next day, come on. So let there be no shame in your game. Step out there, because remember, you are divine creativity and spirit's expression. So get out there and start celebrating that you coming out with no shame, no holds barred, because you got this, because you know what you believe, and you believe in yourself. So welcome back, everybody. This is the big time here. This is where I give all the big shout outs to the platform. And thanks to our awesome Horace. He is our operations coordinator, and he always lands into those quotes. And then when he hit that prayer today, he hit nerves. Right up, Horace, that little gratitude prayer at the end of that. Yes, you go for that. And opening and closing prayer was our awesome and beautiful Maureen Thurston Mo. She is our emeritus spiritual practitioner. I'm telling you, if you have not received a prayer request from us through her, you have not put in a prayer request, I would suggest you do that. So get that done. And thank you, Melissa, for reading with that expression. I loved it. I loved it. You took your time. You said, hey, but you was just so, what is it called? Just easy with it. I just loved it. You got every word out just the way, and you got your point across. So I love it. Thank you, Melissa. And also thank you for shoplifting. Spotlighting and greeting. And thanks, Timmy P, for the music and the announcements. And you're another one. You will remember things I forgot. I was like, oh my God, I did say something like that. Because the things that I remember saying, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, yes, I remember. So you just hit every little nerve. And Alan, thank you for doing the AV, making sure we see the screen clearly and we know exactly what's going on. So, and I think, and Mo, I just want to thank you also for emailing all of those prayers out when you get them to these wonderful people. So guys, just know she's out here. She's here for you. Send it in. Send them in. We're here. If you're on YouTube, and a lot of times I think that's what's going on, it's the YouTubers who are sending them in, and Mo gets them and she sends them right back out to you. So know that's happening. So today we were talking about divine creativity and spirit's expression. Just remember that's who you are this week. And it's about no longer shrinking back, because self-awareness and self-expression gets you with that divine creativity and spirit's expression. Because once you know who you are, I don't even go there. But you know what I'm talking about. Once again, I make no apologies for being happy, for being what I'm doing. And you should not either. So listen to this. We're not going to make any apologies for who we are, because at the end we got to know, first of all, we got to come out, let the world know who you are. We also got to know that we're part of the one power's divine creativity and spirit's expression. But this last time, we need to know, this is me. Let this be your affirmation this week. I make no apologies for who I am, because this is who I am, and let it be. So listen to the last song of the day, which is "This Is Me" from the Greatest Showman. Me. Oh, this is me. This is me. This is you. This is us. This is all we're supposed to be. You know what? This is a person's birthday too. So I'm going to take a moment to let that light shine a little bit in this birthday time. Happy birthday to our team member. Happy birthday, Horace. So good, guys. So, man, with that being said, at bedtime, even though you know who you are, ask yourself, what steps, if you want, just try it. What steps can I take to actually deepen my self awareness? Remember, self awareness is going to tell you, this is me, or it's going to also tell you, what? Oh, I'm coming out. And another thing, it's going to let you know that that one power is so powerful to us. So, as we're not going to do that, are we? We are going to pray ourselves out now, but Mo is going to do it for us. So, Mo, would you please pray us out?
Absolutely. So once again, I am so grateful for this community, for each and every one of you who continually touch my life with your smiles, with your laughter, with your joy, and with that incredible commitment to CSL Charlotte. So I know that as we close out our time here today, that the rest of our day unfolds easily and peacefully, no matter what it is that we are going to do. I know that it flows smoothly and easily, and we take with us this message that we have gotten from Reverend Rosedale. And I know that it will continue to feed our souls throughout the week. So as I release and I let go and I let God, I know that it is done. I know that each and every one of us are blessed beyond any type of measure. We know that Horace has an amazing birthday day today, and that he gets to be celebrated for the incredible man that he is, and for how he touches each and every one of our lives on a regular basis. Horace, thank you. I release, I let go, I let God, and I know that it unfolds with certainty, with clarity, and with joy, laughter, and love. And so it is.
Whoa, thank you, Mo, for always being a clear and present teammate, team member, because you're another one. Just make sure he feels good about himself for his beautiful day. Well, it's actually Tuesday, right? Something like that. But anyway,
Close
close.
enough.
It's close enough. You got it.
It's
You got
close
it.
enough.
That's right. That's right. So just as we close out and wrap up our time together, remember we are divine creativity and spirit's expression. Okay, so now with that, remember it's not just an idea, it's a practice. You have to align with that. So, in order to get that manifestation, we've got to align with the manifestation in our feelings and in our work, and therefore we get to manifest. So, celebrate your uniqueness and your divine individuality and say, this is me all the time. Or either tell them, I'm coming out, I'm not going to be in this closet and quiet, not to speak up to you, and listen to what's unfolding to you as your next divine step. So just also remember that the community, that the universe is constantly supporting you in your journey. So as until we meet again, make sure you keep remembering you are the divine creativity and spirit's expression. And so it is.